All right. So my colleague Mark Bernstein and I have been blessed to work for the past 3 years with 3 fabulous congregations from Metro New York who are participating in the Threshold Congregation Program. Each one has followed their own unique plan, and as the first cohort, they helped us shape the program. Through it all, they displayed exceptional leadership, a deep commitment to growing Unitarian Universalism, and a willingness to question, challenge, and transform. So we'd like to take a moment now to celebrate the following 3 congregations.
They are the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Monmouth County in Lincroft, New Jersey. The Central Unitarian Church in Paramus, New Jersey. And before I give this to Reverend Margie, I want to read this, but it's the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship at Stony Brook in East Setauket, New York. And the certificate reads in part, "We recognize this congregation's contribution to the growth of Unitarian Universalism by its participation in this project. May the congregation continue its good work within and outside its walls and serve as a model for other congregations." Congratulations.
Hey guys, I'm Sam. I'm from Croton. First of all, I'd like to thank all of you for donating so generously to the scholarship fund. You guys donated $1,565, so. And I just want to say, if you guys are really liking this intergenerational stuff, like, wow, there's other generations out there. What? And, you sort of want to connect more with other generations, there's a workshop coming up called Intergenerational Fishbowl, where you get that opportunity to ask some questions of other generations that you just discovered existed. So yeah, you should all come because we don't have that many people over the age of 20 signed up. So you guys should come and make that awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. We talked about chalice lighters earlier. I wanted to thank Abby Janice Dillon for loaning us these beautiful chalices we've used during the course of the weekend. She's opened a chalice making business with art chalices. So thank you, Abby. Where are you? You here? Oh, well, Bob, stand up and take a bow. Okay, so we are welcoming a brand new congregation this year at GA, Original Blessing, which is in North Brooklyn, and we have a short video to show you from Original Blessing.
At Original Blessing, our mission is to transform the lives of the 400,000 people who live in North Brooklyn and Western Queens.
I think that there is a need or a want for a spiritually progressive voice.
Our sermons aren't based on what's happening in a book. It's based on what's happening in the news. That's where we live. We're not living in a book. We're literally living here.
We don't have like a this I believe and therefore you should believe this.
I find that there's a give and take and discussion of what God or the Creator is.
Everybody finds that they feel like they belong.
You don't have to be anything. You just have to show up.
It's not like the people who are there are the only people allowed.
It's a wonderful place to interact with people without anything other than, hi, I see you. How are you today?
It's singing, it's dancing, and it's joy.
people say things like, well, God loves, and then you better change your life or you're going to go to hell. There is no experience with God that would ever condemn you to hell.
We're born with worth and dignity and goodness that doesn't need to be earned.
We're born from love, and that's all we want for the rest of our lives.
That's it.
You know, all I wanted for us to do as a community is just go out and just love the hell out of the world.
All of the things that the world is suffering from can't be eliminated until we start with understanding that we're all interconnected, and that in order for me to get somewhere, I need to help everybody that comes into my path.
For me, Original Blessing is really spirituality through service.
I've never been a part of a community like that before. It's always been more like, someone should do something about that. And today I see that I can be that someone.
How can I help make this a more uplifting and more fulfilling place for other people to be?
When we move from, oh, I want to pray to have a calm life or meditate to have a calm life, to I want to meditate and pray for you to have a calm life.
It's not about me as an individual becoming better, but I need to help you, you need to help me. And that it's as we figure these things out that we all grow and become more of ourselves.
I think I have escaped from a sense of loneliness and disconnection.
I really have that desire for us to be more connected in the ways that we live with one another.
You know, being out there and telling people that there's a greater experience of love, and we would love to walk that path with them.
Hi, I'm Rob Smith. I'm Executive Director of the Interfaith Impact of New York State, and we are the UU Legislative Ministry for New York State. And we have found that there are people from other denominations who agree with us, a lot of them. We look at legislation as it's being created, at policy, as it's being crafted, and we look at it through the lens of our Unitarian Universalist values. And then we meet with legislators and staff and the governor's staff, and we help them find truth and meaning. So that's what a legislative ministry does. You bring your values into their offices, onto the tables where stuff is being negotiated, and you help them with that struggle for truth and meaning. It is a loving ministry. It is not a ministry of confrontation, although I will occasionally pick it. But so I would invite you. We have a lobby day coming up, an advocacy day we call it. Monday, May 12th, that's a week from Monday, and we invite you all to participate with us, those of you who are willing and able. And we are going to support Women's Equality Act, including Reproductive Choice, Gender Non-Discrimination Act, and a living wage.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think Rob pretty much tells you what a legislative ministry does. And in New Jersey, we're focused a little bit in that we have legislative ministry connections in every congregation in our state. And if you don't know who your liaison is, come and see me afterwards. We're working on immigration, gun violence prevention, ending the new Jim Crow, economic justice and affordable housing, reproductive justice, and environment. And if you're curious about how that works out in state legislation, at our booth over there we have position papers on each of the issues we're working on. Come by, pick up a copy, and get a feel for what we can be doing in bringing our UU values into public policy. It's really needed out there because, believe me, when you get into the political realm, you realize how desperately they need to hear the moral and ethical voice. They just don't hear it enough, and we can play that role. Thank you.
Many of our congregations throughout the district had beloved members, leaders, who, since we last met, died. And so it is good when we come together as a community, as the Metro New York District. It is good for us to take a moment to be silent together and then to reflect by photos, by words on those lives, the lives of those beloved throughout this district who gave of their time, who gave of their energy, who gave of their resources so that this district would thrive. So I ask you to share with me in just a very brief moment of silence to recall perhaps those in your own congregation, those that you've known throughout the district, who since we last met have left us, and then we will together watch, reflect, recall with praise and with gratitude for their lives. Join me in the silence.
Okay, this one's for Gabby.
They'll learn much more
myself, what a wonderful world. Someday I wish upon a star, wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where trouble melts like a lemon drops high above the chimney top. That's where you find me, oh, somewhere over the rainbow, way up high. And the dreams that you dare to, why, oh, why can't I? Okay, this one's for Gabby. Okay, this one's for Gabby. Passing by, and I see friends shaking hands. sing it, they'll learn much more than we really say. And think to myself, I love you. What a wonderful I hear babies cry, and I watch them grow. Someday they'll learn much more. Wake up and we'll know. And I think to myself, trouble melts like a lemon drops high above the chimney top. That's someday I wish upon a star. Wake up when the clouds are far behind. Where trouble melts like a lemon drops high above the chimney top. That's where you find me, oh
We also want to remember at this time our fellowship out in Muttontown, who is ending their 57 years of ministry. So we bless the wonderful work that they've done and honor their leaders who've worked so hard over the many years. The UU Fellowship of Muttontown.
I'm Athena Drews. I'm the secretary for the district board, and it's a great pleasure for us to start the award ceremony part of our meeting. I will be giving the Unsung UU Award. It's my favorite task on the board to give this award out, having been an unsung UU myself back in 1991. And so I'm very happy to be able to give this award out to the many 2 award winners from many nominations. The Unsung Unitarian Universalist Award is made to an individual who makes a solid and continuing contribution to the work of her or his congregation or to the district without consideration of recognition and is generally not well known throughout the district. So for this first award, which is to be given to Gia DeWitt, if she's here. Yes, come on over. Woo! So stay right there. I'd like to share a lot of wonderful attributes that Gia brings to our denomination and district. She's from the UUCMC of Lincroft, New Jersey, And her contributions to her congregation and community are stellar and exemplify the principles behind this Unsung UU Award. Her nominator describes Gia as a diligent, confident, tolerant, and creative young leader. She is a role model to the younger students, including those she helps while working in the congregation's nursery. Her many activities and leadership roles have furthered the Unitarian Universalist mission, along with strengthening the community surrounding the congregation. Gia is remarkably mature, exhibiting leadership skills which are superior to her peers. She's volunteered to run the crop walk, as well as independently runs the congregation's blood drives. She enthusiastically learns about other faiths and cultures, participates in the Mosaic project, whose objective is to build an interfaith community. She's traveled 3 times to the Dominican Republic on congregation social justice trips to help out and seek to understand the source of poverty. She has embraced fair trade products and helps to sell them at her congregation. And Gia is also a very talented graphic artist who's utilized her skills to help with many of the congregation's activities, along with her singing talent in the congregation's yearly musical theater and talent show. Whew. This outstanding young woman is truly deserving of this year's new Unsung UU Award given to a youth. So join me in warmly congratulating Gia DeWitt.
I just want to say thank you to everyone who participates in my blood drives, takes me on trips. We did the youth cons with me, both in middle school and high school, and everything else on that list. It's kind of lengthy, so thank you.
Yes, congratulations. Thank you so much. You're very welcome. We're going to take some pictures later. Okay, and the second Unsung UU Award for an adult goes to Gregory Morton from the UU Fellowship of Northern Westchester and Mount Kisco. If one were to look up the phrase unsung hero in the dictionary, there would be a picture of Greg Morton. So wrote one of his 3 nominators. He has always been there behind the scenes, toiling endlessly, a devoted and helpful presence for decades in his congregation. His endless energy has been channeled into taking care of the needs of Mount Kisco's fellowship when no one else has wanted to handle the little things, including building repairs, operating and maintaining the worship sound system, parking lot electrical needs, treasurer, helping to orient the new treasurer, being on the search committee from 2001 to 2005, as well as being a member of the worship ministry team and participating in small group ministries such as the men's group and midweek ministers class. Greg Morton handles all of these tasks with humility and receives very little recognition or praise. And he does all of this while devotedly caring for his wife, Jerry, who has MS. An unsung UU truly deserving of today's award. Unfortunately, Gregory Morton could not be here to receive it in person, and I believe Rebecca Sala is going to receive it on his behalf.
Make sure he gets it. Thank you.
Did you want to say anything, Rebecca, on his behalf? Short and sweet.
Yeah. He's just sorry he can't be here today, and I'll make sure he gets this. He's a blessing to Mount Kisco, so thank you so much.
Our next award for young adult leadership
goes to someone that I haven't seen in about 7 or 8 years. When I was an intern at Shelter Rock, she was an active youth member in our programming there. And I got to know Amanda Beth Campbell from her youth chaplaincy work, going on service trips to New Orleans, helping to rebuild the city right after the worst of the storms had hit. Amanda is a lifelong UU. She has helped start Shelter Rock's campus ministry at Long Island University at CW Post. And now in its 5th year, Amanda Beth has led worships on campus and at her congregation, organized heritage trips, and a presence at Occupy Wall Street. She is the type of leader, and one of the applicants or nominators said, she is the type of leader that knows how to step back and let others shine. Unfortunately, Amanda Beth couldn't be here today, but I believe Becca Silverman is accepting the award. Possibly not. Go, come on up. Yeah. Good answer.
Good afternoon. I'm Ryan Novoselsky, current district trustee and president of Fourth Universalist Society in the city of New York. Winifred Latimer Norman passed away on February 4th at the age of 99. Winnie, as she was affectionately called, was a long-term and distinguished UU, serving in many capacities at the district and national level, including her service as Metro District UUA trustee from 1983 to 1991. Born in 1914 to Gerald and Jeanette Norman, she spent her career as a social worker and activist, particularly involved in issues of religious freedom and the challenges of aging. She was the granddaughter of Louis H. Latimer, a pioneering African-American inventor who worked with Thomas Edison to perfect the electric light. Latimer was one of the founding members of the Unitarian Church of Flushing, New York. Winnie spent many years preserving and advancing the legacy of her grandfather, including saving his Queens home from demolition and helping to convert it into both a museum and a New York City landmark. A longtime member of Manhattan's Fourth Universalist Society in the city of New York, Winnie was the recipient of many awards and honors, including an honorary doctorate from Meadville Lombard Theological School and the dedication of this district award, given to an individual who best represents the ideals and values exemplified by Winifred in the areas of social action and racial concerns. It is therefore a fitting tribute to posthumously present this year's Latimer Award to Winifred Latimer Norman. Here to accept the award on her behalf is fellow member of Fourth Universalist and past Latimer Award recipient, the Reverend Joseph Ben David.
I am deeply moved and greatly honored to receive this award for Winnie Norman. Winnie was a friend for many, many years, and we were serving on social justice committees, anti-racism, and I was visiting her as a pastoral minister. And the last pastoral visit, I have the pictures of that. First, she was in deep slumber. She couldn't move. And so I decided, because I knew that she loved music, I took a recorder and I played music into her ear. And after I did that, she opened her eyes and was listening. And as she was listening, suddenly she opened her eyes fully and gave me a big smile, which I will never forget. Thank you.
It's a hard act to follow, let me tell you. The Mellon W. Smith Award is to a congregation, and this particular congregation, Huntington, has received awards before. And why it continues to get awards is that it continues to do the work. And to me, it's not just doing the work, but continuing the work that makes the difference. The UU Fellowship of Huntington has reached out to the community, joined with other faiths to not just help the homeless, but to have an ongoing program so that change is possible. There's the Family Service League of Huntington, the Interface Homeless Initiative, both of which they helped keep alive and start originally. The award is for a congregation that embodies all of the UU principles as well as activities that demonstrate why a congregation can make a true difference. Their program deals with clothing, with meals, with housing, of the day-to-day laborers that are kind of ignored on Long Island and who deserve a far better chance. And Huntington is doing that work. And I'd like to give the award to Huntington, and on behalf of Huntington, Jude, will you come up and accept that award? Well, this is impressive. and the fact that so many people are here from Huntington is a wonderful thing too. And it's a beautiful award, but what's more beautiful is the work you guys do. Thank you. Would any one of you like to? Come on. Thank you.
Thank you. It's an honor, and it's an honor to be recognized for something so honorable. So, thank you.
It is my honor to present the Award for Excellence in Religious Education. And you got that descriptive, right? Excellence in religious education. And it is an honor to present such an award to Tuli Patel. Would you come and join me? Clearly, you all know a little something about Tuli. Excellence would be a word definitely to describe you and your work and your dedication. This is an award not only for the dedication and excellence in religious education in the congregation, but in the district as well. And Tuli has certainly shown that. The letters that came to nominate Tuli spoke so much about the joy, about the honor it was for everyone who has worked with her. Over and over again, we would hear those words being used to describe this woman who is a part of our district and who has served us so beautifully, not only in the congregation, and anybody that can top this, you're going to get a special award. But Tuli can remember names of nearly every person in the congregation. We're talking about over 200 children and youth and 500 adults, and yet when they come on a Sunday morning, Tuli greets them correctly. It is so important to her to show this congregation, to show these children and these families just how important they are to the life of the congregation that she serves in Summit. But it's not only at the congregational level where she has shown excellence, where she has helped to bring beautiful and wonderful multi-generational services on Sunday, working with the ministry team, but here in the district, by serving Loretta and serving so honorably and so beautifully. She even twisted my arm a little bit to come on the board here at Metro New York. So I have her to thank, you may have her to blame, that's up to you. But truly, it is the meticulous way in which you attend to religious education, your dedication, your service. We are in debt to you, we are grateful for you, and we are all honored that you should receive an Excellence in Religious Education Award. Thank you, Tule.
I do have something to say. Thank you for this award. My deepest gratitude to those who nominated me, and then to my senior minister, Reverend Vanessa Southern, who really, truly has given me the wings to fly. Thank you to all the staff at UCS who put up with me, and a fantastic string of assistants, and now coordinator, Jermaine Kripe. To my other ministers, Emily and Kim, and as well as these fantastic people at Summit whom you see before you. They are the lay leaders, they're the current board of trustees, and they really do help me. And it's my teachers who make me shine. My program looks good, but it wouldn't look good without the teachers. I really want to thank Marty Rothfelder, who hired me in the first place 10 years ago. If he hadn't given me that chance, I wouldn't be here today. I also want to give a deep bow and extra special namaste to my Loretta colleagues. Would you stand, please? You know who you are. And then to all of you who come to church, who serve on boards, who balance the budget, who help move files to the attic. Thank you. Thank you for being, you ready for this? And I'm going to let you spend the rest of lunch figuring out an acronym for this. Thank you for being religious, not just spiritual. I do want to take this opportunity to tell you about my vision of where I think we're headed. I went to a meditation retreat 2 weeks ago with Tara Brach. Anybody? Anybody? Maybe? She's a UU. She was raised UU and now is doing incredible work in the area of mindfulness meditation. And what I saw that weekend, what I think I saw that weekend, was the future of religion. And it made me incredibly excited. And I don't think there's any group better served to fill that than we are. We do so much of it correctly. We have an open theology, we're committed to building relationships, and we know that heaven is here right now, this moment, right? We don't gotta go anywhere to look for it. It's right here. And what I think I saw that weekend was something really special, and I know we can do it because we're doing so much of it right. We need more practice. We need more vigorous practice. We need to sit in silence together. We need to pray together. We need to sing. We need to dance. And we need the dramatic arts to be woven through our community experiences in worship and elsewhere. Poetry, drama, art, music. And in order for all that to occur, it's going to require far fewer words, which is my cue to get off the stage. Thank you.
Margie Allen, Unitarian Universalist Fellowship at Stony Brook. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm pleased to be able to present the June Z. Gillespie Award to a lay leader in the Westport, Connecticut congregation, John Hooper. I had the honor of working with John during the 3 years, 2006 to 2009, when I served in Westport as associate minister. The Unitarian Church in Westport is known for making ministers of its congregants and for its contribution of strong leaders to the volunteer workforce of our district and our continental and global association. 14 years ago, when this award was established, Westport leader Bob Lavender was the first recipient, and since then, 2 other Westporters have also been so honored. Denny Davidoff in 2002 and Linda Bluestein in 2007. So John is the 4th from his congregation to receive this award, and knowing him as I do, I would guess that right this exact minute, he is privately thinking himself unworthy of such company, right? But he is worthy. As an elected member of the Unitarian Universalist Association's Commission on Social Witness, John was responsible for guiding the first 4-year study action issue through the UUA social witness process, which resulted in the adoption of the Creating Peace Statement of Conscience at the 2010 UUA General Assembly. Of that intense and long-term work, he has said, "It's a joy working with such talented and committed people. You do your best because everyone else is doing their best. And being a member of the same religious group with shared values makes the work even more gratifying." He's currently president of the Unitarian Universalist Humanist Association and a board member of the Humanist Institute, the Institute for Humanist Studies, the Humanist Community at Yale, the Connecticut Coalition of Reason, and the American Humanist Association, and is co-founder and enthusiastic member of the Humanists and Freethinkers of Fairfield County. He's a humanist, folks. John and his wife, Dr. Gail M. Pacina, also serve as members of the President's Council of the UUA. As a longtime active member of the Westport congregation, he's brought deep denominational wisdom to leaders and ministers. He certainly had a hand in making me a better minister during my time there. And he has served the congregation in many key capacities, including board service as president and chair of my ministerial advisory committee when I was there. And also, he's a teacher of OWL, our relationship and sexuality curriculum for teens. He's a retired scientist and research and development executive with an avocational interest and a master's in epistemology, the study of how we know what we know. And his home is lined with books. To this caring, curious, enthusiastic, imaginative, and rigorous thinker, to this tireless and devoted leader in our district and our association, to my friend, John Hooper, I am personally honored to present the June Z. Gillespie Award for 2014.
You know, Margie's right. I looked at the list of previous recipients and the previous awardees, and I said to myself, what am I doing here? It's really wonderful to get the reward from Reverend Allen, because I love you, Margie. And it's also just wonderful just to have somebody notice. I think most of us, a lot of us in this room, get involved in Unitarian Universalism projects because they are their own rewards. There's so much you get from working with other Unitarian Universalists for the greater cause that you don't need to get awards for it, but it really is nice when somebody notices. I had a phone call from June Gillespie herself, and she said, congratulating me and saying she approved. June said she would love to be here today, but it's kind of a long trek down from the farm. So she brings her best wishes, and for a wonderful conference in which she was here. So thank you so much for this wonderful award. I appreciate it.
Good afternoon. I'm Charlie Schott from the UU Congregation of Danbury. And it's my pleasure to present our next award, which is the O. Eugene Pickett Award. Now that's presented to a congregation that has significantly contributed to the growth and the vitality of the district. And this year's recipient is the UU Congregation of Somerset Hills. This congregation has been a fair share contributor for every single year since their founding in 1997 not only to the UU Annual Program Fund, but to the New York Metro District. They have the highest per capita pledge level in the whole district. Their congregation obviously emphasizes financial stewardship. They have proactively staffed ahead of their growth and ahead of purchasing their building, which they did in 2010. They are currently completing renovations on that building, including some accessibility improvements, and looking forward to the dedication of their building. They are strong participants in our Surge Region's Growing Stronger program, and to our ULTI program, the UU Leadership Team Institute. And the congregation directs 1/2 of all of their plate collections to outside organizations and initiatives. Somerset Hills. There you are.
I just have a few words. Reverend Jennifer Kelleher and I are delighted to accept the Pickett Award on behalf of the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Somerset Hills in Somerville, of which I'm very proud to serve as president and Reverend Jennifer as minister. And Reverend Craig Hirschberg as Minister Emerita. We're very proud to have her as ours. In accepting this award, we just acknowledge the efforts of our staff and our dozens of lay leaders who have worked to strengthen our ties within the Metro New York District. And we're happy to be able to support the district with our resources, our financial resources, and our volunteer resources. So thank you all.
Hello, my name is Mia Morse, and I'm your district president. This next award is the Jerry Davidoff Award for Lifetime Achievement, and I'm pleased to present it to Ted Fetter. Ted, will you please come up? This award was named for the award's first recipient and honors an individual who has, through lifetime achievement, furthered a greater awareness and understanding in our congregations and our region of the potential of our Unitarian Universalist religion to transform individual lives, our communities, and the greater world. The district board nominates candidates for this award. Ted served as the Metro New York Board District President from 2009 to 2013 and was on the district board for 4 years before that. As district president, he also served as president of the District Presidents Association for 1 year, and that gave him an entry point for a number of national volunteer positions, like chairing the moderator nominating committee that gave us candidates for last year's UU's moderator selection. He has also had a lot of impact on what we're doing now, but let's go back to an earlier time. He joined the Unitarian Church of Princeton 30 years ago in 1984, and he joined because his wife Jane wanted their children to get a religious education, and suddenly he was involved and active. There were lots of volunteer jobs with that congregation, including 3 years of service as congregational president. He happened to chair the committee that recommended the change of the congregation's name. It's now the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Princeton. But there were lots of other committees and positions as well. He has always been interested in governance and how organizations work. He served on a Metro New York Board District Bylaws Committee in about 2000, and shortly he joined the district board in 2005 when he and John Hawkins again looked at the district bylaws, recommending what are now our district bylaws. Starting in 2009, when our UUA got serious about building regions and urging districts to share resources on a regional level, he helped with a lot of committees and studies about how regionalization might work, what we can accomplish as part of SURGE, the Central East Regional Group. He's still doing that, thankfully, and just finished representing Metro New York on a SURGE working group that has recommended a regional governance structure. Our board will be looking at the recommendations soon. But he isn't interested in the dry work of organization. He cares about the impact they have on people, especially people who are more vulnerable or less powerful. That's especially true concerning minorities, racial, ethnic, sexual orientation, or gender identity, as well as other categories. He's a member of UU's Allies for Racial Equity and of other groups dedicated to spreading the word of our Unitarian Universalist message to every single person, no exception. He spent his professional career in judicial administration trying to improve the operations of our courts, and spent most of these years here in New Jersey as the Deputy Administrative Director of the New Jersey courts. And there he is proud of many things, helping to build one of the best programs for court interpreting in the country, establishing an outstanding program for staff training, building a strong equal employment opportunity program, and leading a whole reorganization for the court system. When Ted commits to something, that commitment lasts for long term. He is the only chair of the UU Legislative Ministry's Immigration Task Force they've ever had for 5 years now. He spent 9 years on the Murray Grove Camp and Conference Center board, including 4 years as president. He is a co-founder of an interfaith anti-racism organization in Princeton called Not in Our Town, starting about 20 years ago. And in his retirement from the courts, he has been volunteering with a literacy program in New Jersey detention centers in Trent's Habitat for Humanity. Ted is able to do all these various things mostly because he has such a great family. He and his wife Jane have been married for 44 years. They have 3 sons, 2 grandsons, a very close family that lives and works together, sharing joys and the opportunities that come, and loving it all. And for Ted, I'm forever grateful for his lifetime achievement and for the opportunities that he has always given to me.
Thank you. Thank you. Mia, thank you. Board, thank you very much. I am humbled by this award. I had the opportunity when I was on the Metro New York board, but toward the end of Jerry Davidoff's life, to get to know Jerry a little bit and to understand the work that Jerry did during his lifetime. And it is a rare opportunity to be in company like Jerry and the relatively few other recipients of this award. Thank you. One last note. I'm not done yet. Thank you.
I hereby call to order our business meeting and ask that Lori and Andrea come forward to light the chalice.
Oh, sorry. Okay. We light our flaming chalice to illuminate the world we seek. In the search for truth, may we be just. In the search for justice, may we be loving. And in loving, may we find peace.
Member delegates and 21 ministerial delegates representing 35 congregations are in attendance. I declare a quorum is present. Moving to the acceptance of the minutes for 2013, only delegates may vote. May I have a motion to accept those minutes as written? A second? Any comments or corrections? All right, hearing none, raising your hand, delegates, all in favor of accepting it? Thank you. Any naysayers, rejections, abstentions? Motion passed, thank you.
I'm back. Jen Sapel, there you are. I'm Tuli. I'm the co-chair of the district nominating committee, and this is Jen Sapel. And what we'd like to do is introduce you to the candidates for the nominating committee first, and then for the district board. For the nominating committee, your candidates are Sarah Aarons, Randy Burnham, and Jim Tomlinson.
Jeff Tomlinson. Jeffrey.
It says Jim there, but never mind.
Mr. Tomlinson.
Mr. Tomlinson, there we go. May I have a motion, please, to cast a single ballot to elect the proposed slate of nominating committee nominees? So moved. A second? All in favor? Raising your hand, yes, please, thank you. Yes.
Thank you. And now the nominees for trustees at large, Reverend Margie Allen, Reverend Jude Geiger, Ryan Novoselsky. Thank you, Novoselsky, Charlie Schott. May we have a motion to accept the nominees? Second? All in favor? Abstentions? Objections? Thank you very much. Congratulations.
Just also need to thank the rest of the nominating committee, Hope Johnson, Mark Williams, and Bonnie Michael. Thank you.
So this has been quite a year for me, my first year as your president. It's been a wonderful whirlwind. I'm grateful to be surrounded by an amazingly talented, thoughtful Board of Trustees and staff, Andrea Lerner, District Executive, and Lori Golson, our Administrator, that I consider friends and partners in faith. We have grappled with the tremendous task of regionalization with a significant focus on staffing, clusters, and communication. Our dear UUA partner, the Reverend Scott Taylor, Director of Congregational Life, has been an integral part and member of our team, and I'm forever thankful for his clarity and willingness to transform the face of our district. I'm also here to attest to the priceless support we receive from our Surge regional staff. Without the consultants and various staff members, I'm sure our work would not get done. Somehow I've managed to travel to represent the district at many crucial meetings, my most cherished being the District Presidents Association meeting held at 25 Beacon Street, a priceless opportunity for camaraderie with my fellow presidents, and we even caught a glimpse of the Red Sox, the Red Sox World Series parade. I apologize. I participated in the Reverend Jude Geiger and Reverend Margie Allen's installations, supported the birth of our new congregation, Original Blessing in Brooklyn, and mourned the closing of Muttontown Unitarian Universalist Fellowship. My participation in our district means nothing without the presence and mind and heart for each and every one of you, and your district board members' visions and passions for ensuring that ultimately our congregants, ministers, and staff will be served and nurtured beyond what we can even imagine. The pieces together mean the possibilities are endless. With all of this, leading change through the 4 districts' tangled web of bylaws, culture, demographics is daunting. I'm personally committed to visiting your congregations and finding out what makes us tick and what will make us better. Our Board of Trustees has reimagined what our work will look like next fall, and the possibilities are exciting. We're choosing to take a leap of faith by moving towards a fully integrated Surge region. Are you ready to take the leap with us? Yes. I urge you to contact me directly with your thoughts and ideas regarding our future as a Surge region. For now is the time, as we're trying to determine the best way for us to be together and share our faith with the world. I look forward to hearing from you very shortly. With much love, Mia. At this time, I invite Elizabeth Ann Terry, our donor relations specialist with the UUA Stewardship and Development Team, to come forward to talk about planned giving.
Thank you, Mia. It's wonderful to be here in my adopted district. As some of you know, my partner, Cheryl Walker, served a congregation in this district for many years, and we have relocated to Wilmington, North Carolina. So the most frequent question I've gotten this weekend is, so what congregation are you with? And I say the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of Wilmington, North Carolina, and people look at me like, what? But really, I'm here in my capacity as a donor relations specialist with the UUA in the Stewardship and Development Staff Group. One of the first things I really want to do is to thank all of your congregations for being so faithful to the annual program fund. Those fulfilled pledges help congregations all over our association thrive, be created, and tell the good news of Unitarian Universalism in their community. So thank you to the annual program fund. But I really wanted to talk more about planned giving. When I lived in the North, I was a member of the First Unitarian Church of Philadelphia, and often with the offertory, we would say this prayer. All of us pick fruit from trees we did not plant, drink water from wells we did not dig, and that is as it should be, so long as we dig and plant for those who will come after. Whoa, yeah, really. So, like I joined that congregation, founded in 1796. It has a gorgeous building on Chestnut Street in Philadelphia. Some of you, I'm sure, have been there. But it was like there when I arrived. Other people with their faith for Unitarianism had donated money and left money in their wills, and sometimes that money came when no one knew it was coming, but somebody had built a relationship with a member of the congregation so that Unitarian and then Unitarian Universalism could live and thrive beyond their lifetime. Our president, Peter Morales, in the pamphlet, UU Traditions in Giving, has written, "Our lives cast long, long shadows, just as our lives are shaped by the choices made by our friends, life partners, parents, grandparents, and children, so too our choices today and tomorrow affect the lives of those we love and those whom we will never know. To live is to make a difference, to create memories, to create a legacy." So the questions that I have for you are these. Do you want to make a difference? Yes. All right. Do you want to create memories? Yes. Oh, no, come on. Do you want to create memories? Yes. All right. Do you want to create a legacy? Yes. Yeah. All right, so here's some things you can do. All right? You can have a conversation today with somebody in this room about legacy giving, about planned giving, about how you want to create memories and a legacy, how you want Unitarian Universalism to be there in the future. Because if we do not make that choice now, it will not be there. So can you have that conversation today? Yes. All right. You can have that conversation with a UUA gift officer, like me, with your minister or the lay leadership in your congregation. You can go to the UUA website. There's scads of information there where you can download information about how people can write wills. I did a workshop the other day, and there was this wonderful suggestion about how to start broaching this topic with people and having workshops on retirement and Social Security. And when might you want to draw down Social Security? That starts the conversation. So future generations of Unitarian Universalists can find us, but only if we're still here. Unitarian Universalism is a religion for this time, and I believe it's a religion for all times. So I ask you again, do you want to make a difference? Yes. That wasn't good enough. Do you want to make a difference? Yes. All right. Do you want to create memories? Yes. Do you want to leave a legacy? Yes. May it be so.
And now we'll have closing words by the Reverend Vanessa Southern.
Do you want closing words? Good, because you're going to get them. So in all the studies that are going on in positive psychology about what contributes to our happiness, of course, one of those things is belonging to religious community and having purpose in your lives. Another is the practice of gratitude. So let's engage in the practice of gratitude. Mia Morse, our board chair who signed on for turbulent transitions, is a model of grace under pressure. She not only parents a wonderful young woman, but she works full-time and she studies to be a nurse and she serves us. So to the miracle of grace under pressure, of our board chair, and all the members of the folks who signed on to be our board, we give thanks. You can say amen if you feel so moved. To Andrea Lerner and Lori Golson, our staff in the what soon is to vanish Metro New York District, we give thanks. Or be merged, submerged, morphed, surged. That's brilliant, brilliant. To Pat Infante and Mark Bernstein and all the people here and beyond these walls who serve our larger surged, merged districts around, to Elizabeth Terry and people who serve the UUA and serve us through the UUA, Craig Hirschberg and her board, and all the people who have helped make legislative ministry possible. Such a proud piece of what we do in this district. And of course, all people in our congregations, lay and ordained, people working with heart to discern their individual and collective calls to love and justice and supporting one another in the lifelong endeavor of growing a soul, we give thanks. David White wrote a poem called Sometimes, where he talks about questions. He talks about the questions that trouble you with tiny but frightening requests. He talks about the questions that can make or unmake a life, questions that have patiently waited for you, questions that have no right to go away. We are the people who agree to live into these questions that have no right to go away in our lives individually and together, who yoke ourselves to these questions and the desire to find answers, and who yoke ourselves to each other in this work. And for that, too, we give thanks. So we extinguish our chalice, but we take the light of truth and we take the warmth of love and we take the fire of passionate commitment with us into this world until we all gather here or somewhere like it next year. Blessings.
So, before we adjourn, I have one more presentation to Andrea Lerner. Will you please come forward? Without Andrea, I don't know how I could have gotten through the year. But Andrea has served our district faithfully for 10 plus years, and she loved the chalice here, designed by one of our members. And here's another for your home. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure nearly every single moment of the 10 years plus I've been here. You can't leave yet. And you know that I love each and every one of our 52 congregations. You all have a place in my heart, and I look forward to a bright and beautiful future as we move forward together. Please go visit the bookstore. We'll be closing shortly, and your workshops are at 3:45, and at 5 o'clock, free gift back in the bookstore. Thank you so much for coming. See you next year.